Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at Twitter, your comments, the good, the bad, the ugly, the cringeworthy, the bad hot takes that I keep seeing, the brilliant stuff that's put out there, and just gonna rip it apart. Because why the hell not? Let's react to some cringe. Now, this comment comes from the brilliant John A. Douglas. He is a YouTuber, fantasy writer, cool guy. I follow him. I will link to his channel below. The difference between men writing heroes and feminists writing heroes couldn't be more stark. Their idea of heroism isn't proving you're a hero, it's being validated by everyone else around you and getting told how great you are. I mean, we see it. I'll pick on the bad writing of Star Trek Discovery, Michael. Everyone either needs her validation around them, the Mary Sue trope, or she is getting validated for doing dangerous and reckless things that would get her thrown in the brig if she was on Picard's Enterprise. Let's be real about it. It's true, and I see this a lot. We're seeing it with whenever they put a female character into a movie, a franchise, not always, but a majority, the MCU, for example, Star Wars. They're constantly in the Mary Sue frame because they're scared of writing flaws, and they're constantly being told how amazing they are and how iconic they are and what they're doing and how brave and stunning they are. It doesn't work that way. And I find it kind of sad that female characters are being reduced to this trope because there are some brilliant, well-written women on books, in screen, anywhere, and, you know, being shown this kind of almost toxic femininity is, I don't think, a good message, and also completely derails any point in writing anything. If 1,000 Lives commented on my Rachel Marie video. Now, Rachel Marie was a toxic douche of a human being. I'm not going to say my full opinions of Rachel Marie Edwards, but just know that if she ever pokes her face up on YouTube again, I have a video ready to drop with thousands of receipts. Just saying. I just found this video, so I know I'm a little late to this, but when I first joined BookTube I liked her, thought she was super creative. However, I tried to interact with her on numerous occasions, and she once messaged me and said try again when I had more followers or joined her Patreon. She also told me to lose weight or become funny and interesting, and that would help me gain followers. Shortly after that she disappeared, probably a month. I was so upset by her hurtful response. I was just trying to make friends, be supportive, and that's how she treated me. Thank you for sharing your story. This is so representative of so many people in the BookTube community, and it's why I pulled away from it. If you can't give them something, they won't do anything for you. You know, it's not about friendships, it's about sub numbers and getting that subscription number super high so they make sure that they can get all the nice ARCs from the big publishers. Rachel Marie was toxic. She was a human cesspit of vileness, and I've bitched and talked about her in other videos, 2 of them, because the comments on the original was spectacular. And you know what's funny? Every now and then I get a comment or an email and I'm thinking, is this you, Rachel? But she wouldn't have the guts to do that, would she? Or would she? She was already a blatant liar, hypocrite, and just all around two-faced nasty bitch. Now, this is a reasonably new comment. Interesting how you ignore racism, but what? LGBTQ sympathy. Are you implying something? And you know what's really funny about this comment? I linked them to the video in which I talk about the horrible things that were sent to the actress. And I didn't want to include them in that video because I wanted to talk about how Disney and the company are working, not the people involved. And that's, you know, because I think it's too nuanced to put as a segment in a 10-minute video. And let's be real about that. I think it's disgusting, but this person chose not to watch the video and ignore my reply completely. So find a bridge and jump off of it. Because the ignorance of your comment is not only hilarious, but it's like dog whistle award of the year. Like, you're implying something without saying it, and that's a dick move. It's an act of cowardice, and it's hilarious when these people show up. And where do we start with this one? The One Ring predates you and your ilk by decades, and is far better representation of Tolkien fans and racist clowns like you, and guess what? They don't hate you, as you are too insignificant for them to even care about. Stop pretending you represent the overwhelming majority of fans, rather than a tiny majority of bigoted racists. You claim that the site is outdated and that no one is interested, but it is 79820 registered users. I very much doubt you manage 1,000. I find it fascinating you managed to condemn something you haven't seen yet. Well, let's see. The Tolkien Society is a shell for other things. Just because it has a high number of users doesn't mean that they're actually using the site. A lot of those accounts are probably dead, to be honest, or haven't been logged into in God knows how long. But also, go on Reddit, go on YouTube, go on Tolkien forums, go on actual fan sites that are not probably being paid by Amazon, and you'll see a very interesting thing. And as I said in the video, people of colour do exist in Middle-earth. But what they're doing is shoehorning it into the wrong period, the wrong area. There's a whole thing, but again, they don't have the rights to it. So again, I don't know why they are even making this. But my biggest thing, and many people's biggest complaint about this, and your comment at the end, I find it fascinating you managed to condemn something you haven't seen yet. This isn't Tolkien's story. They've rewritten back the entire characters' back lives in some cases. They have changed the design, they've changed everything, they've changed the structure, they've changed everything. This is basically a 98% original story. And Galadriel is a prime example of that, where they are literally destroying these characters, and I know I say literally a lot. They are rewriting them to fit what they want in this fan fiction style thing. That's the issue here. Do what you want, get a good cast in, fine, but tell Tolkien's story. Don't tell your own original story with a Lord of the Rings skin, and expect real fans and people that have been there for a long time to engage with it. At this point, even if it is amazing, Tolkien readers will not engage with this story because it's not Tolkien's work. Now, this was a funny on a Facebook group that I'm in that I won't name. But no, I'm not ready to say goodbye. She's quickly became my favourite Doctor. I've never been so attached to the Doctor before. This is probably going to be the hardest regeneration for me. So far, the second Doctor that holds this honour. No one's saying that she's a bad Doctor. Most people, it's the writing is trash. Like, the writing, respect for canon, all of this stuff is just trash with the current generation of Doctor Who. She has been shoehorned in to the point that it's ridiculous. And she could have been an amazing Doctor, but she never will be. Like, did we watch the same show? I do find these people... I get being attached to characters, but this reaction from a grown-up is just kind of sad to see. And on the note of grown-ups, this was tweeted to me, unironically, by a 28-year-old woman. A 28-year-old woman. Oh, thank fuck. Bye, normies. Why is it always bald mofos that all look the same with the worst takes? Please. Why is it always people with anime avatars and like hearts in their thing that just scream red flags? Like, these people are red flags. But the fact that you made a personal attack rather than actually engaging, the fact that that was the only course you had, just shows me that you're ignorant and that you have nothing else to say. And that's what I find funny about these comments, is like, the second you go into personal attacks, you lose any right to discuss anything. It's simple. But as a 28-year-old woman, you should know better. You know, maybe don't attack how people look because you're an anime avatar. You're a nearly 30-year-old woman with an anime avatar. I find that kind of pathetic. But also the fact that it just screams of entitlement, and I'm butthurt that you don't have the same opinion as me. Like, are these people for real?